Dear students, today we are going to learn Unit 9 Reversible Reactions. You have studied physical and chemical changes in your previous grades. The changes could be permanent change like your age, height, etc. or could be temporary change like ice becoming water and water turning into steam. But we know that the steam could be reversed to water and water could again be changed to ice. This example of ice water steam which can undergo changes in both directions are called reversible reaction. Reversible reactions. In this chapter, we are going to learn reversible reactions with examples, equilibrium, shifting the equilibrium by changing the concentration, shifting the equilibrium by changing the temperature, shifting the equilibrium by changing the pressure, shifting the equilibrium by using the catalyst. Reversible reactions. In some chemical reactions, the products of the reaction can react together to produce the original reactants. These reactions are called reversible reactions. They can be represented in the following way. Look at this equation. A reacts with B to produce C and D. Similarly, C reacts with D, produce A and B. The symbol has two half arrowheads, one pointing in each direction. It is used in equations that show reversible reactions. The forward reaction is the one that goes to the right. The backward reaction is the one that goes to the left. Remember, the reversible reactions undergo changes in both directions. The arrow towards right is the forward reaction and arrow towards left is backward reaction. Let us look at an example. The blue crystals of hydrated copper sulfate, on heating they turn to a white powder. The white powder is anhydrous copper sulfate. The reaction is easy to reverse by adding water to the anhydrous copper sulfate. They turn blue hydrated copper sulfate. This is an example for reversible reaction. A reversible reaction is endothermic in one direction and exothermic in other direction. Same amount of energy is transferred each time. In the above example, when hydrated copper sulfate crystals are heated, they take in heat energy and change into anhydrous copper sulfate. This reaction is endothermic. When we add water to anhydrous copper sulfate, they change into blue hydrated copper sulfate and heat is given off. This reaction is exothermic reaction. In this example, forward reaction is endothermic and backward reaction is exothermic. Remember, a reversible reaction is endothermic in one direction and exothermic in the other direction. The same amount of energy is transferred each time. Some examples for reversible reactions. In example 1, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. This is forward reaction. But ammonia breaks down to nitrogen and hydrogen. This is backward reaction. In another example, nitrogen and oxygen combine to form nitric oxide, which is forward reaction. Nitric oxide breaks down to nitrogen and oxygen, which is backward reaction. In example 3, ammonium chloride decomposes to form ammonia and hydrochloric acid, which is forward reaction. The ammonia and hydrochloric acid react to form ammonium chloride back, which is backward reaction. In example 4, sulfur dioxide combines with oxygen to produce sulfur trioxide is forward reaction, and in reverse reaction, that is backward reaction, sulfur trioxide break down to sulfur dioxide and oxygen. In example 5, hydrogen and iodine react to form hydrogen iodide in forward direction, that is forward reaction. The hydrogen iodide breaks down to hydrogen and iodine in backward reaction. In last example, phosphorus pentachloride decomposes to form phosphorus trichloride and chlorine, which is forward reaction. In backward reaction, phosphorus trichloride reacts with chlorine to form phosphorus pentachloride. Now, let us understand equilibrium. Imagine a water tank. When you connect two taps to the tank, one each to water out and water in, what do you observe? There is discharge of water and supply of water, but net quantity of water remains same in the tank at any given point of time, right? This is equilibrium. What is equilibrium? The equilibrium is where the forward and reverse reactions take place at the same rate and there is no overall change. To define chemical equilibrium, it is a reversible chemical process where concentration of reactant and product remain constant over time, because the rate of forward reaction equal to the reverse reaction. At equilibrium, the rate of forward reaction equals to the rate of reverse reaction. Concentration of both reactant and product will be constant. Let us take an example of formation of ammonia. Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. This is a reversible reaction. In a closed container where nitrogen and hydrogen are mixed, 3 molecules of hydrogen react with 1 molecule of nitrogen to form 2 molecules of ammonia. Once a certain amount of ammonia is formed, the system reaches a state of equilibrium. From then on, every time 2 molecules form, another 2 break down into nitrogen and hydrogen. So, level of ammonia remains unchanged. The equilibrium is where the forward and reverse reaction take place at the same rate and there is no overall change. In this example, the reaction between nitrogen and hydrogen is never complete. Once equilibrium is reached, a molecule of ammonia breaks down every time to form nitrogen and hydrogen. This is a problem. What we can do to increase the yield of ammonia? This is the challenge for industry. Reversible reactions present a challenge to industry because they never complete. A reversible reaction always reaches equilibrium in a closed system. But by changing condition, we can shift equilibrium so that the mixture contains more product. In this example, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. This is forward reaction and exothermic reaction. Ammonia molecules break down to form nitrogen and hydrogen. This is endothermic reaction. Shifting equilibrium by changing concentration. This is reversible reaction. Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. On increasing the concentration of nitrogen and hydrogen, that is reactants, the equilibrium will shift to the right, resulting in more ammonia formation, that is the product. On decreasing the concentration of nitrogen and hydrogen, the equilibrium will shift to the left to make more of reactants. That means ammonia breaks down to nitrogen and hydrogen, making less product formation. So, what we have to do to increase more ammonia yield? We have to increase concentration of reactants, that is nitrogen and hydrogen, to get more product ammonia. Shifting equilibrium by changing temperature. The forward reaction is exothermic. It gives out heat energy. Using this heat energy, ammonia molecules break down to produce nitrogen and hydrogen. This is endothermic reaction. If we heat the equilibrium mixture, backward reaction favors. That is, more ammonia molecules break down by using the heat energy to produce nitrogen and hydrogen. What happens when we lower the temperature? Decrease in temperature favors forward reaction. That is, more nitrogen and hydrogen combines to form more ammonia, giving out heat. But if the temperature is too low, the reaction takes too long to reach equilibrium. Time is money in a factory. So, it is best to choose a moderate temperature to get more product, that is ammonia. So, in this reaction, the temperature has to be low in order to increase the yield of ammonia. Shifting equilibrium by changing pressure. In this example, number of molecules of reactants, that is 1 molecule of nitrogen and 3 molecules of hydrogen, total 4 molecules in reactant side. Number of molecules of product is 2, that is 2 molecules of ammonia. When we apply pressure, volume of the container is reduced and the gas molecules collide with each other and walls of the container, resulting in increase in pressure and faster rate of reaction. At high pressure, more nitrogen and hydrogen molecules combine to form ammonia. That means reaction move towards less molecule side, that is product side, to form more ammonia. If we decrease the pressure, reaction move towards more number of molecule side, that is backward reaction, to produce more nitrogen and hydrogen. Effect of catalyst on equilibrium. The presence of a catalyst does not affect the position of equilibrium, but it does increase the rate at which equilibrium is reached. This is because the catalyst increases the rate of both forward and backward reaction by the same amount. In this example, iron is a catalyst for the reaction. A catalyst speed up the forward and backward reactions equally. So, the reaction reaches equilibrium faster, which saves the time. But the amount of ammonia does not change. Dear students, let us recall what we learned today. The chemical reactions which undergo reactions in both directions are reversible reactions. Left to right is the forward reaction and right to left is the backward reaction. The reactions are exothermic in one direction and endothermic in opposite direction. In a closed system, a reversible reaction reaches a state where the forward and backward reactions take place at the same rate such that there is no overall change. This state of reaction is called equilibrium. The equilibrium can be displaced by changing the concentration, temperature or pressure. By increasing concentration of reactants, more product is obtained. In case of an exothermic reaction, by lowering the temperature, more product yield is obtained. Similarly, in case of endothermic reaction, by raising the temperature, more product is obtained. By raising the pressure, the equilibrium can be shifted to less molecule side. In this example, the equilibrium will be shifted to right, and as a result, more product is obtained. The presence of catalyst does not affect the position of equilibrium, but it increases the rate at which equilibrium is achieved. This is because the catalyst increases the rate of both forward and backward reactions by same amount.